When most people think of the British Isles, these probably aren't the beaches that come to mind. White sand, crystal clear water, quiet walking trails that seem to disappear into the sea. Yet this tiny island sits just a short ferry ride from Guernsey and the Channel Islands. And after visiting once in 2022, I couldn't stop thinking about it. So this time I came back, just to find out what makes this place so unforgettable. My trip to Herm began in St. Peter Port, Guernsey's colourful harbour town. With a vast history and plenty of beautiful beaches and cliff walks of its own, Guernsey is well worth a visit in its own right. As the ferry makes its way into port to pick us up, there's a quiet excitement building, knowing that just in a few minutes we're leaving this place behind and setting off for somewhere that feels completely different from anywhere else I've been. The crossing only takes about 20 minutes, but somehow it feels much further. As we leave St. Peter Port behind, the small island of Herm slowly builds larger and larger into view. Herm has one of the largest tidal changes in the world, so depending on when your boat arrives, you'll either be dropped off into the harbour or at low tide at the Rosaire Steps, which is where we were dropped off. As you get off the ferry, it's not just the beauty of what surrounds you that catches you off guard. It's the silence. After spending time in busy towns and around ferry terminals, stepping onto Herm felt almost surreal. There are no cars on the island, so there's no traffic, no background noise, just the wind, the sea, and the sound of your own footsteps. Herm has changed hands many times over the centuries, but one thing has remained remarkably constant. Life here still moves at its own pace. The first time I stood here, I remember wondering why more people don't know about Herm. Coming back 4 years later, I'm still asking myself exactly the same question. That's the beauty of this place. Due to limited ferry services, uncapped and overnight accommodation, you're pretty much guaranteed to find a little slice of paradise that you can enjoy all to yourself. It's easy to lose track of time walking along the beautiful coastal cliff paths and settling down on a beach, reading a book, going for a swim, and just enjoying what's around you. And before I knew it, the day was disappearing into night. And that's when Herm becomes really special. As most people headed home on the last ferry, I began walking around the island and enjoying the slow sunset. That evening I walked everywhere all around the island, from the southern tip to the northern end. But at the same time, I think I might have only passed 2 people. As the sun set on this beautiful place, I felt completely at ease and without a care in the world. I walked back to my accommodation, watched the sun slowly fade away for one last time, and went to bed. The next morning there was quite a bit of wind, and cloud cover has rolled in from the night. I took advantage of the moody scenery and went for another walk around the cliffside paths. After visiting places like New Zealand and Australia for so many years, I'm used to dramatic coastlines, but I don't think I've been many other places at all where so much beautiful scenery is packed into such a small space. The cliffside path that goes around the entire island is only about 3 miles long. And during the time it takes to walk around the island, the dramatic difference in scenery you see is pretty incredible. For such a tiny island, Herm has everything you need to slow down for a few days. Aside from the cliffside paths and the beautiful beaches, there's lots more to see on Herm. Nestled in the heart of Herm's Manor village is this small church. It dates back to the 11th century and was built by Norman monks, but the site itself may have had religious meaning as far back as the 6th century. Herm also features the world's smallest inactive prison. With just one small window, it was built in the 1800s while the island was a quarry that supplied granite for the maintenance of London Bridge and St. Paul's Cathedral. The island also has a gift shop with a small general store, a pub on the island, as well as a restaurant and the main hotel. And on the 2 beaches there are 2 small shacks that serve sandwiches, ice cream, and drinks. Herm isn't just special because of the beaches and the dramatic coastline. It's the feeling that for a little while, life moves differently here. No cars, no traffic, no rush to be anywhere else. Just quiet paths, quiet beaches, and a kind of peace that's becoming harder and harder to find. Places like Herm remind me why I wanted to start this channel. Not to tick destinations off a list, but to find the places that quietly leave a lasting impression. Thanks for coming along on this adventure with me. If you enjoy discovering places like this in Britain and beyond, I'd love to have you along for the next journey.